Chosen one, your sick ex who was creeping around with your own family members is now absolutely unhinged and seething with volcanic rage because you had the power to walk away and leave them drowning in their own toxic wasteland. They're spiraling into complete madness, consumed by the devastating reality that you chose yourself over their pathetic games. And now they're stuck watching you rise while they rot in the chaos they created. And that level of fury is eating them alive from the inside out, because they know they lost the best thing that ever happened to their miserable existence. Let me paint you the complete picture of what's really been happening. When you first started pulling away from this toxic person, they became desperate. They couldn't handle the fact that you were developing self-respect, that you were seeing through their manipulation tactics, that you were growing stronger by the day. So they started looking for ways to maintain control over your life, even from a distance. That's when they made their move on your family member. It wasn't love, it was strategy. It was a calculated attempt to stay connected to your world, to have access to information about you, to hurt you in the deepest way possible. They thought if they could get close to someone you cared about, they could manipulate that person into keeping tabs on you, maybe even convincing you to come back. What they didn't anticipate was your complete disappearance from their reach. You didn't just leave, you vanished from their world entirely. No contact, no updates, no way for them to know what you were doing or where you were going. And that silence, that absolute absence of your energy from their life, has driven them to the brink of insanity. Right now, this person is experiencing what can only be described as a complete mental breakdown. They're obsessed with finding out everything about your new life. Where are you living? Who are you spending time with? How much money are you making? Are you seeing someone new? These questions torment them day and night because they have no answers. Meanwhile, the family member they thought they could use as a pawn has turned out to be a nightmare of their own making. This person brought chaos, drama, and complications into their life that they never expected. What started as a manipulation tactic has become a prison of their own design. While they've been drowning in their own toxic choices, you've been rising, you've been healing, you've been growing, you've been becoming the person you were always meant to be. The universe has been rewarding your courage to walk away with opportunities, abundance, and inner peace that they can only dream about. Your ex sees this success from afar, and it's eating them alive. They watch as doors open for you, as money flows to you, as people want to be around your positive energy. They see you glowing with confidence and self-love, and it's a constant reminder of what they lost when they chose manipulation over genuine connection. But the story gets even more intense. This person has been so consumed with their obsession over you that they've started making increasingly desperate and dangerous decisions. They've been trying to find ways to disrupt your peace, to interfere with your progress, to somehow force their way back into your life. They've been working with other people, friends, family members, even strangers, trying to gather information about you. They've created a whole network of people who are supposed to be watching you, reporting back to them, looking for any weakness they can exploit. It's like they've organized their own personal spy ring, all centered around their obsession with someone who wants nothing to do with them. The family member who betrayed you is now trapped in this web of dysfunction. What they thought would be a simple fling or a way to get back at you has turned into a controlling, suffocating relationship with someone who is clearly unstable. They're starting to see the same red flags you saw, the same manipulative behaviors that drove you away in the first place. This toxic relationship between your ex and your family member has created ripple effects throughout your entire extended network. Other family members are taking sides, friendships are being destroyed, and long-held secrets are starting to come to light. People are discovering that your ex has been spreading lies about you, trying to turn your own family against you, attempting to isolate you even after you've already left. They've been working overtime to paint themselves as the victim and you as the villain, but their recent behavior has been so erratic and obsessive that people are starting to see through the facade. Your family member who betrayed you is now realizing they've made a terrible mistake. They're seeing your ex for who they really are, controlling, manipulative, unstable, and dangerous. But they're also discovering that getting away from this person isn't as easy as they thought it would be. Your ex doesn't let people go easily, and now they're experiencing the same suffocating control tactics that you escaped from. Meanwhile, you've been completely unaware of most of this drama because you've been busy building your new life. You've been focused on your goals, your growth, your healing journey. You've been attracting new opportunities and new people who actually value and respect you. You've been proving to yourself and to the universe that you made the right choice when you walked away. But your success, your peace, your obvious happiness, it's like salt in the wounds of everyone who doubted you or betrayed you. They're watching from the sidelines as you flourish without them, and it's confirmation of their worst fears about themselves. Your ex has been spiraling deeper into obsession and desperation. They've been losing sleep, losing weight, losing their grip on reality. They spend hours scrolling through any trace of you they can find online, analyzing every photo, every post, every hint of your new life. They're looking for signs that you're struggling, that you miss them, that you might be willing to come back. Instead, they're finding evidence of your growth, your success, your genuine happiness, and each piece of evidence is like another nail in the coffin of their delusions about getting you back. The family member who betrayed you is now dealing with the full force of your ex's instability. They're experiencing the same emotional manipulation, the same controlling behaviors, the same exhausting drama that you dealt with for so long. They're getting a first-hand education in exactly why you had to leave, and as if the personal drama wasn't enough, there are now legal and financial consequences starting to surface. Your ex's desperate attempts to maintain control and gather information about you have crossed some serious lines. They've been engaging in behavior that could be classified as stalking, harassment, and possibly even worse. The network of people they've been using to spy on you is starting to crumble as individuals realize they've been manipulated into participating in something that's not just morally wrong, but potentially illegal. People are starting to distance themselves, and some are even considering coming forward to warn you about what's been happening. Your family member who betrayed you is now in the position of having intimate knowledge about your ex's unstable and potentially dangerous behavior. They're seeing threats, experiencing outbursts, and witnessing the kind of unhinged conduct that makes them fear for their own safety. The financial aspect of your ex's downward spiral is particularly telling. Remember how they used to try to control you through money, how they would hold financial security over your head as a way to keep you dependent and compliant. Well, now they're the ones struggling financially while you're thriving. Your success has become a constant reminder of their failure. Every promotion you get, every opportunity that comes your way, every sign of your financial independence is like a dagger to their ego. They thought that without them you would struggle and come crawling back. Instead, you've proven that they were actually the anchor holding you down. Meanwhile, their relationship with your family member is costing them in ways they never anticipated. This person they thought they could manipulate and control has turned out to be high maintenance, dramatic, and expensive. They're dealing with constant chaos, emotional outbursts, and demands for attention and resources that are draining them physically, emotionally, and financially. And now let us take a brief moment to honor the chosen among us. Here's to the ones who see the world differently. The silent guardians, the watchful souls, always awake, always vigilant. They don't fit the mold, and they wouldn't have it any other way. While others walk familiar paths, they forge their own, fighting unseen battles, illuminating the shadows. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. But if you feel it deep within, you'll know this is meant for you. No masks, no pretense, just truth. The Obsidian Inner Order is here, a place where kindred spirits gather to share wisdom, to connect, to transform. Over 450 strong, united not by conformity, but by purpose. If you're ready, you know where to find us. The link is in the description. If not, that's perfectly fine. Because we're always here, watching over, making a difference in ways unseen. Here's to those who walk their own path, not for recognition, but because it's who they are. Here's to you. Thank you. The stress of their obsession with you, combined with their toxic relationship dynamics, has taken a toll on their physical well-being. They're experiencing health problems that they're trying to hide from everyone around them, but the effects are becoming harder to conceal. Your family member who betrayed you is also facing health consequences from their poor decisions. The person they chose to betray you with has a history of risky behavior and poor judgment, and now they're dealing with the fallout from those choices. What they thought would be a temporary rebellion against you has turned into a long-term problem that affects their health, their reputation, and their future prospects. The psychological warfare that your ex has been waging has backfired spectacularly. All the lies they've been spreading about you have started to unravel as people witness their increasingly erratic behavior. Family members who initially believed their version of events are now questioning everything they were told. Your ex has been caught in multiple lies about their relationship with your family member. They've been trying to present it as something meaningful and legitimate, but people are starting to realize it's really just an obsession-driven attempt to hurt you. The manipulation tactics they're using on your family member are the same ones they used on you, and people are starting to connect the dots. The social consequences of their actions are becoming more severe by the day. Friends and family members who once supported them are starting to distance themselves as they witness the true extent of their instability and vindictiveness. They're becoming socially isolated, which only feeds their obsession with you and makes their behavior more extreme. Your family member who betrayed you is also experiencing social fallout. Other family members are losing respect for them. Friends are questioning their judgment, and their reputation is being damaged by their association with your clearly unstable ex. They're starting to realize that their betrayal of you has cost them much more than they ever imagined. The legal implications of your ex's behavior are becoming more serious. Their surveillance and stalking behaviors have escalated to the point where they could face criminal charges. They've been using other people to gather information about you which could constitute harassment by proxy. Some of the people they've manipulated into helping them are now realizing they could face legal consequences themselves. Your ex has also been engaging in financial manipulation and potentially fraudulent behavior in their desperate attempts to disrupt your life. They've been trying to interfere with your professional opportunities, spread false information about your character, and undermine your success in ways that could have legal ramifications. The family member who betrayed you is now in possession of information about these illegal activities, which puts them in a precarious position. They know about the stalking, the harassment, the attempts at sabotage, and they're starting to realize that their silence makes them complicit in potentially criminal behavior. Meanwhile, your transformation continues to be remarkable. You've not only recovered from the trauma of that toxic relationship, but you've used it as fuel for incredible personal growth. You've developed new skills, built stronger boundaries, and created a life that reflects your true values and priorities. Your professional life has flourished since you removed yourself from that toxic environment. Without the constant stress and drama, you've been able to focus your energy on meaningful work that brings you satisfaction and financial reward. Your creativity has exploded, your productivity has increased, and your professional reputation has grown stronger. The personal relationships you've built since leaving that toxic situation are healthy, supportive, and genuine. You've attracted people into your life who appreciate your authentic self, who respect your boundaries, and who contribute positively to your growth and happiness. These new relationships stand in stark contrast to the dysfunction you left behind. Your ex sees these new relationships forming, and it drives them absolutely wild with jealousy. They can't understand how you've been able to move on so completely while they remain stuck in the past. They can't comprehend how you found people who treat you with respect and kindness, because they never valued those qualities themselves. The spiritual and emotional growth you've experienced has been profound. You've developed a deeper understanding of your own worth, stronger intuition about people's true intentions, and better discernment when it comes to relationships. You've learned to trust yourself in ways you never could when you were constantly being manipulated and gaslit. Your ex's attempts to disrupt your peace through their network of spies and informants have actually strengthened your resolve and confirmed that you made the right decision. Every piece of information that filters back to you about their obsessive behavior serves as validation that you escaped something truly dangerous and unhealthy. The family member who betrayed you is now getting a crash course in exactly what you went through during your relationship with this person. They're experiencing the same manipulation tactics, the same emotional abuse, the same attempts at control that you endured. And unlike you, they don't have the strength or wisdom to extract themselves from the situation. Your ex's behavior toward your family member has become increasingly controlling and possessive. They monitor their communications, question their activities, and demand constant attention and validation. They've become suspicious and paranoid, accusing your family member of being in contact with you or plotting against them. The irony is devastating. Your family member betrayed you to get involved with someone who is now treating them exactly the way they treated you, only worse. They thought they were getting an upgrade, but they've actually downgraded to a relationship that's even more toxic and dysfunctional than what you experienced. Your ex's obsession with you has also poisoned their relationship with your family member. They constantly compare them to you, bring you up in arguments, and use you as a weapon to hurt them emotionally. Your family member is living in the shadow of your memory, constantly reminded that they were second choice and a consolation prize. The financial strain of maintaining their toxic lifestyle is becoming unsustainable. Your ex is spending money they don't have trying to maintain appearances, fund their surveillance activities, and keep your family member satisfied. They're making poor financial decisions driven by emotion rather than logic, and the consequences are piling up. Your family member is also experiencing financial pressure from their association with your ex. They're being asked to contribute to schemes and activities that make them uncomfortable, and they're starting to realize that they're being used financially as well as emotionally. The health problems that both your ex and your family member are experiencing are getting worse, not better. The stress of their toxic relationship combined with the consequences of their poor choices is taking a toll that's becoming harder to ignore. They're both dealing with issues that could have long-term implications for their well-being. Your ex's mental health has deteriorated to the point where their behavior is becoming noticeably erratic to everyone around them. They're having outbursts, making threats, and exhibiting paranoid behaviors that are frightening to witness. People who once defended them are now questioning whether they need professional help. The workplace consequences of their instability are also becoming apparent. Your ex's obsession with you and their deteriorating mental state are affecting their job performance. They're making mistakes, missing deadlines, and having conflicts with colleagues. Their professional reputation is suffering, which is creating additional financial pressure. Your family member is also experiencing professional consequences from their association with your ex. Their judgment is being questioned by colleagues and superiors who witness their involvement in this toxic situation. Some people in their professional network are distancing themselves, which could impact their career prospects. The community where your ex and your family member live is starting to take notice of their dysfunction. Neighbors are witnessing arguments, police visits, and erratic behavior that's becoming the subject of gossip and concern. Their reputation in their community is being damaged, which adds another layer of stress to their already chaotic lives. Your ex has been trying to recruit mutual friends to their surveillance network, but many of these people are refusing to participate. They're seeing through the manipulation and recognizing that your ex's behavior is unhealthy and potentially dangerous. Some of these friends are actually reaching out to warn you about what's happening. The mutual friends who initially sided with your ex are now having second thoughts as they witness the extent of their obsession and instability. They're starting to understand that your decision to leave wasn't impulsive or cruel. It was necessary for your safety and well-being. Your family member is also losing friends who disapprove of their betrayal of you and their involvement with someone who is clearly unstable. They're finding themselves increasingly isolated, dependent on your ex for social interaction, which gives your ex even more control over their life. The technology surveillance that your ex has been conducting is becoming more invasive and potentially illegal. They've been using various methods to monitor your online activity, track your location, and gather information about your daily routine. This level of surveillance could constitute criminal stalking and harassment. Your ex has also been trying to sabotage your professional relationships by spreading false information about you to colleagues, clients, and industry contacts. They're hoping to damage your reputation and undermine your success, but their efforts are backfiring as people recognize the source of the information is unreliable and vindictive. The family member who betrayed you is being pressured to participate in these sabotage efforts. which is making them increasingly uncomfortable with their situation. They're being asked to provide information about you, contact your friends and colleagues, and participate in schemes that could have serious legal consequences. Your ex's attempts to use your family member as a weapon against you have become so obvious and manipulative that even your family member is starting to feel used and degraded. They're beginning to understand that they were never valued for themselves. They were only valuable as a way to hurt you. The relationship between your ex and your family member has devolved into a toxic cycle of arguments, manipulation, and temporary reconciliations that never address the underlying problems. They're trapped in a pattern of dysfunction that's destroying both of their lives while you continue to thrive. Your ex's rage about your success has reached dangerous levels. They're making threats about what they would do if they could get close to you again, talking about ways to destroy your happiness, and expressing wishes for harm to come to you. These threats are being witnessed by your family member and others, creating a record of their dangerous mindset. The most beautiful part of this entire situation is that while they've been destroying themselves and each other, you've been building something incredible. Your life has become a testament to the power of choosing yourself, setting boundaries, and refusing to accept less than you deserve. Your success isn't just personal vindication, it's proof that choosing yourself over toxic relationships is always the right decision. Your growth isn't just healing, it's transformation into the person you were always meant to be. Your peace isn't just the absence of drama, it's the presence of genuine self-love and respect. And as this story continues to unfold, as the consequences of their choices become more apparent, and the benefits of your choices become more obvious, you'll stand as living proof that chosen ones always find their way to the light, no matter how much darkness others try to create around them. The most powerful part of your story isn't that you escaped toxicity, it's that you transformed it into wisdom, strength, and unstoppable forward momentum. While they remain trapped in their self-created hell, you soar higher than ever before, free from their poison and protected by your own inner strength and divine purpose. Every day that passes makes it clearer that you made the right choice, that your intuition was correct, and that your decision to walk away saved your life in more ways than you may ever fully realize. You are living proof that chosen ones cannot be destroyed. They can only be refined into something more powerful, more beautiful, and more unstoppable than ever before. Watching you transform their betrayal into your breakthrough, their chaos into your clarity, and their abandonment into your awakening. They thought breaking you would keep you small, but instead you use their darkness as fuel to ignite a fire so bright that it illuminates everything fake around you and attracts everything real toward you. While they're still playing the same tired games with the same broken people, you've evolved into a version of yourself they could never touch, never reach, and never destroy again, and that reality haunts their every waking moment because they know they had a diamond and threw it away for fool's gold.